These are going to be the best M15 AR setups or meta builds, whatever you want to call them, for Black Ops 7 ranked play. We're going to start off here with what I consider like the main AR class. This is what I believe like Formal's running, Dashy's running this basically, to my understanding. I know they change them a little bit here and there, but to my understanding, this is like the best main AR class right now. So we are running the Fusion Barrel. Of course, the Lethal Tools optic is pretty much standard right now. Some people in ranked are running whatever this new one is. Maybe it's this one. I really don't like it. It slows down your ADS speed anyways, so I just recommend sticking with the Lethal Tools Elo. But the running the Fusion Barrel gives you some damage range and bullet velocity, so it's going to help give you a little bit better bullet registration and also extend that damage range out there just a little bit. For the rear grip, for the longest time, I was running the Hex Cut grip, and I still like the Hex Cut grip, but I do find that the Peregrine grip does increase that ADS speed more, which you can definitely feel, even though it is going to slow down your slide to fire speed a little bit. And this is a game where I and most people are sliding into firing a lot due to the nature of movement in this game being very, very active. Yeah, I'm always diving and sliding around, particularly sliding around a lot. So I always like the Hexa grip. But anyways, Peregrine grip does give you faster ADS speed, which if you are a main AR, you're generally not going to be moving a whole lot. You're kind of posted up on head glitches, and this is going to allow you to kind of snap around a lot quicker. And it does feel pretty good, and the slide to fire on it isn't bad by any means. So it's still totally fine and competitive. And I noticed a lot of the main ARs in the Call of Duty League, the professionals running this, including Formal, Dashy, even though Formal's not in the league, you get my point, he's a legend. Stock, they're all running the Wander 3V. This is the best one because it gives you strafe speed, which is very important in gunfights. If you didn't check out my aiming video where I gave 4 tips to instantly improve your aim, check out that video. I covered a little bit on why strafe speed is so important. And then finally for the fire mod, we're running the buffer spring. The M15 does have, in my opinion, a little bit weird kind of recoil pattern, at least compared to other games. Maybe it's just because the aim assist is weaker in this game, but once in a while I'll like find myself struggling to hit shots with it at far ranges. I think that can be an issue. So running buffer spring here is probably the best. I don't think getting more bullet velocity from overpressured is really that big of a benefit, because ideally you're hitting shots more consistently, which this is going to give you a lot of recoil control, which is what you want. So that's the first main AR sort of meta build. Now the second one is going to be this one right here. If you've been watching players like Hook in the league, or even Havoc, I believe he's been using this class. Now this is like a fast AR class. This is one I haven't used much, but I actually want to start using it more because I consider myself like a flex player. So I always like the fast AR builds. So this one I'm definitely going to give more of a try. Now the recoil control in this is going to be less, but what you gain is a little bit of movement speed. And overall, it's just kind of a little bit of a faster build. Not a ton, but a little bit. So we are running the Fusion Barrel, the Quick Step foregrip, which this is kind of one of the main attachments this build has that the other one doesn't, of course. It gives you aim walking movement speed, and in general, just a lot more movement speed. I won't say a lot more, but it gives you some more movement speed, especially over that last build. They also are running the Hex Cut for this, again, because this is a little more aggressive. You're going to be expected to be less posted up on head glitches like a main AR and more sliding into the hard point, trying to break the hill a little bit more like a submachine gun player. So that little bit of slide to fire speed or dive to fire speed is going to be beneficial over the Peregrine grip for a build like this. And then you of course still want to run this stock because it gives you the strafe speed, which is incredibly important when it comes to winning gunfights. Now, like I said, this build does have a little bit higher recoil because you do not have the buffer spring on it, which gives it a lot more recoil control, of course. So what you can do, in my opinion, if you do want to switch this around and you do like this class for the movement, but you struggle to hit shots a little bit, I would recommend just turning or taking off the Fusion Barrel and then maybe putting on the buffer spring. This is going to give you more recoil control, and I don't think most people are going to notice that loss in damage range and bullet velocity too much. It's going to hinder you a little bit, but especially for a class that's generally up close, a little bit more aggressive style, it shouldn't damage you too bad on the range. Now this third class is going to be another main AR class setup. This one's going to be in particular like a low recoil build, the absolute lowest recoil you could get if you're somebody that kind of struggles with recoil and you're playing that kind of main AR role and you just want to be able to hit your shots a little bit more consistently. What I would recommend doing is taking off the Fusion Barrel. I've played a good bit of games without a barrel at all on my gun, and I don't really notice too big of a difference in my gameplay. I generally think it's good to have them for that damage range and bullet velocity, and it might feel a little better at range, getting a little bit better hit registration in a way. But without it, I think okay if you do want to use another attachment. So I would recommend using the Iron Hold Angled Grip. This is going to give you a lot of aiming idle sway, and overall make your shot feel a lot more steady. You could also use this one, but I don't think it's very good, to be honest. It only does horizontal recoil control, which I feel like isn't that big of a deal. So really, you would just want to be running the iron hold angled grip here. And then this build right here is going to give you the maximum recoil control while still being a competitive main AR class. That's it for this video on main AR M15 builds for Black Ops 7 rank play as of March 10th, 2026. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.